Hello, Aries. Welcome to your November 2024 reading. My name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. Okay, we will get right to it now. Where shall we begin here? We'll start with the center here. And interestingly enough, you have the Nine of Swords. And of course, I just wrecked this. God, I hate doing that. Yeah, so you have the Nine of Swords here. And this is Mars and Gemini energy, right? Anxiety, worry. You could be plagued by something at some point this month. This could be pain coming from within. This is all in your head. I'm not saying that it's not real. I'm just saying that it's not external factors. This is coming from your own mind, okay? Oddly enough, it is paired here with the Victory card. And, you know, glancing at this reading, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Aquarius. This looks like an extremely specific reading for an extremely specific Aries. Because of the specificity of this reading, I'm going to throw in a bonus reading for Aries this month because the thing is, I can tell that this reading is going to be almost personal for someone. And, you know, would it be better, I guess, to delete this and just do it? I guess some people probably do that. I don't feel that it's right. I think somebody needs to hear this. I think this is an extremely specific reading for someone, that it came out for a reason. So to make everyone happy, I'm going to do this reading and I'm going to give you a bonus reading as well. So if this isn't your reading, I apologize. You do have a few other readings to choose from too, by the way. You have your end of year reading and all that other stuff. But anyway, let's get back to this. It does say victory. And victory here in reverse, at least in this deck, in my readings, it says, I shall celebrate, I shall rise, I will let victory make me wise. This is number 35 in this deck. 35 might or might not mean something to you. But I have to tell you, when these cards come in reverse in my readings, this is something that you're going to attain. So regardless of this particular card, you're going to be victorious in some way this month here, Aries, for sure. Now let's look at your alchemy cards. These are pretty interesting as well. You have silver. And you know, the silver card is lunar. It's sort of chrome. It's very reflective, right? Now, unlike gold, right, when we wear something that's made of 14 or 18 or whatever carat gold, it doesn't really need to be polished, right? Where something that's made out of silver does need to be polished. So there's work involved with this card. The reflective quality, in other words, we have to participate in it. And in order to see our reflection in this metal, we have to participate in the cleaning of it, the purification of it, right? So the reflective quality allows us to see ourselves clearly, but we have to put in the work, okay? Now, we have lightning, leucosis, and this came in after that. And, you know, this is that's number 25. This is number 13, by the way. This is perfectionism, hesitation sometimes. Wow, you know, what's interesting is this card does represent purification, and we talked about that, right? We talked about the word purification. It can represent purification, and the other side of that is that the alchemist may see their work as done when this card is present. You, my friend, might see your work as, well, I'm finished with my shadow work, or I'm finished with the work, whatever it is that's, my God, this is very heavy energy. Whatever's involved in this table, you might look at it initially or at some point this month and say, I did that already. I know I did this work. This card arrives to tell us to get our hands dirty and that we're not finished. A blank canvas is now yours in some regard here, and we're going to piece it together as we go through this reading. As terrifying as a blank canvas is, today is the day to begin the work. The work that you might have thought that you did already in some way. Okay. Let's keep pushing. We have evaluation. You're going to be evaluating something this month. You're definitely going to be evaluating something. I can see that in the cards. You're going to be figuring something out. You're going to possibly be going back and forth with something. It says here, transporter. It says this is a good card, that things will start moving for you rather quickly. Okay, so let's see what that means exactly here. You do have Nana Baluku. Beautiful cards, aren't they? Now, when I see this card, I immediately think of the history, right? She's an African deity. She is called a creatrix. A creatrix. Hmm. She's a Western African. She her devotees consider her the Mother Earth goddess. So let's keep that under our head. It says she rests to create. So she is in a creation phase. She's in a creation phase. Victory is yours. You're disturbed about something here. Let's keep forging ahead. So you have these two cards that came out together. And one is the paradox. And you know, when we look at the paradox, we look at these two cards. It's pretty interesting because, you know, the paradox is something contradictory, right? But true, nonetheless. Sort of an opposite. Two things can be true at the same time. It's this and that thinking, right? Definitely something contrary, but true. What does that mean? We don't know yet, but we're going to find out. It says take the risk. There is something here that's telling you to take the risk, even though there's a there's a lot going on here, and it's making you, at least at times, feel very anxious. Very anxious. Now I think I know where it's coming from when we look over here. Wow. All right, let's pick all of these up. So you have soulmate, right? Romantic partner, soulmate. You have come together, reconciliation. Everything looks great so far, right? You have player, charming, manipulative, karmic, being tested. And you have the phoenix, new phase, rekindle, transformation, changed mind. There is something coming back to roost here. There is a relationship from your past that is coming back, So this is going to be a relationship reading. For all of you that were hoping for a money reading, sorry to disappoint. You should look at your bonus readings and your end of year readings, okay? But this is, like I said, very specific. There is someone coming back from your past. You're going to come back together. You're going to reignite. This person has is a mixed blessing. Let's put it that way. He's a paradox, or she's a paradox. She's two things at the same time. She or he could be a player, could be the love of your life, it could have been an extremely painful situation. It sounds very painful to me, okay? Very painful. But something is rising from the ashes here. And I don't know. I mean, it's just very strange energy. I have to tell you, it's very, very strange energy. Now, let's look at your astro, okay? Yeah, look at this. You have Chiron, wounds, vulnerability, potential through pain. Chiron. Now, let's look at this. Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron has been in retrograde since July and is going to remain in retrograde until December. This is reliving old wounds, my friends. Couldn't be more perfect what we just talked about. Reliving old wounds. Now, what's even more fascinating is it's literally retrograding in Aries. And it will have a particularly strong impact on Aries, Sun, Mars, and Venus. I mean, it's old wounds, old traumas rearing their head. Now, what's interesting is that normally you see a reading like this and you're like, okay, it's an easy advice. Don't do it. But yet here, there is a card here that says, take the risk. Now here you have the first quarter moon. It says momentum, initiative, magnetism. First quarter moon. Now, the first quarter moon is a time for decision making, commitment, a call to action. November 9th is your first quarter moon date. Remember that date. You may be revisiting old painful memories because someone's re-entering your life. It could very well be. It could very well be. This person could be an air sign or could have air highly aspected in their chart. You, my friend, could have air highly aspected in your chart. Their air is on the table for a reason. You do have your oh my God. So you pulled your commitment. I'm so glad I shuffled these cards right on camera. If you ever want to slow it down, use that gear icon. You click on it. You can make it as slow as possible, so you could watch it. But it says first quarter moon again. This November 9th date is very pivotal for you. You got first quarter moon in 2 different decks. It says your commitment is being tested. I don't mean to laugh. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. Now, you also have this ruin. This is a witch's ruin, by the way. And the witch's ruin, it indicates romance, infatuation, soulmate energy. Soulmate energy. Don't hate me. I'm just reading the cards. Okay? Now let's look at we'll look at the beginning of your month here, okay? Sorry about that. The beginning of your month, you have Jupiter here, new beginnings, courage, action. And it's not as simple as they got back together and they lived happily ever after. It's not that simple. If it was that simple, the reading would be over right now. There's a lot here, So you have here at the beginning of your month, the first third of your month, you have the Hanged Man. This is Piscean energy. A possible change in perspective, Aries. Your perspective might be changing on something. You might be waiting for the right time for something. You may be in a contemplative mood. But I do think your perspective is changing towards something. You do have the Page of Wands coming right after that. This is Jupiter and Sagittarius, more Jupiter energy, expansion, right? Taking a risk. Taking a risk along with all the possibilities that come with it. Taking a risk. Here you have Temperance in reverse, Sagittarian energy, more Jupiter energy. Jupiter's a big freaking deal, huh? Especially at the beginning of the month here. So you have Jupiter energy, you have Temperance in reverse. That's extremes, recklessness, failure to balance long-term needs with short-term happiness. You're jumping feet first, or head first, I should say, into a situation. Now, it doesn't say anything bad. I'm just telling you what's on the table. Now, when we add this column up and we break it down, it breaks down to a number 8. And number 8 is the Lord of Saturn. Or Saturn is the Lord of 8. So it is associated with that. That's Capricorn, Aquarius energy. Boundaries, rules, structures. In Pythagorean numerology, number 8 represents, drumroll, it represents victory. Can't make this up. Pretty interesting here. Pretty interesting. A lot of Jupiter energy, a lot of victory. I don't know. A lot of crazy energy here, Aries. Okay. Let's move on to your mid-month here. You have healing. There's some healing going on here. It does say inner child. It doesn't have to be an inner child per se. It could be for some of you. But there's some sort of healing taking place. And it's followed by some pretty strange cards, I have to tell you. All right, let's just do this here. You have the 9 of Cups here, which is great. Jupiter and Pisces. I mean, this is the wish card, right? It is the wish card. It's abundance. It's a wish card. It's a wish coming true. It's you attaining something. Now, the next card, put this over here. The next card, this is the center of your whole reading for the month, is the 5 of Pentacles. You go from this wish card to the 5 of Pentacles. Classically, the Five of Pentacles is it's Mercury in Taurus. You can be, it's the card of abandonment, monetary loss, feeling left out in the cold. However, there is a little known meaning for this card that not many people touch on, and it does have to do with, I wish I could find I wish I could find a five without taking the time to do it right now. I don't feel like shutting this off and looking. You know what? I'm going to do that. Hold on one second. Okay. So here is your Five of Pentacles, but here's what it normally looks like. And as you can tell, it is, I'm sure you recognize it now, right? It's being left out in the cold, being like they look destitute. However, another meaning for this card, right, is true love, unconditional love, soulmate energy. Look at them, sticking together through illness, poverty. They have not lost hope. They have not stopped moving forward against all odds. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. So here you have the Five of Pentacles that is the center of this whole reading. And this leads to, all right, the House of God. And the House of God is the Tower in this deck, by the way. You have the House of God. This is Mars Aries energy. Could be Scorpio Pluto, but I'm feeling Mars Aries because of your, this is indeed your reading. Some sort of event. And this event might just bring healing to the forefront. It might. There's some sort of event. Buckle up, buttercup. Buckle up. Could be a realization. Could be a sudden change. I mean, it definitely is a sudden change, but this is definitely some serious energy. Some serious, serious energy. Okay. Yeah. Because if we look at this, we have temperance in reverse. Rushing headlong into something without thinking, and then boom, it's the Tower. We have the Page of Wands, and then sticking together, and then we have the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is that sacrificial type energy, that pause, and then getting your wish. Very this and that energy. Very, it's all, because as we forge ahead, it's even more confusing. So just warning you here. Now, when we add this up and break it down, it is the number 3. And guess what planet that is associated with? Jupiter. Expansion, success, again, Sagittarius energy, again. Wow. This is someone's story, and man, is it a story, okay? Let's look at the end of the month here. At the end of the month, you are breaking some sort of toxic pattern. This may have been a toxic pattern at one time. This may have been a toxic pattern with a toxic person. Hey, listen, Aries, I'm not judging. It might have been you that was the player. If it wasn't you, it was someone else, right? Someone else that was being this way. But I have to tell you, someone's rising from the ashes and changing here. Someone is rising from the ashes and changing. You're breaking a toxic pattern here, breaking the chains that bound. I'm surprised I didn't see the Devil with the Lovers bound to that toxic energy. It's gone. So now let's look at this. You have the Ace of Cups. There is still love in this situation. There just is. There is love. But with the love, there is lack of stability. All right. You have the Page of Pentacles here in reverse. This is water energy, pure water energy. And the Page of Pentacles is Venus and Taurus, right? It is lack of security, right? It's sort of an immature, it's young. It's like it's the first stages of something, but it's lacking the stability, and at least at this moment, at this juncture, right? You have the Four of Swords, which is Jupiter and Libra, and you at the end of this whole month, you pull back. You recuperate from the situation, and you figure out what you want to do next. You do. You retreat. This is a retreat. Temperance in reverse, the Tower, and retreat. Understood, by the way. Totally understood. Okay. Now, when we add this column up and break it down, It is the number 5, and the number 5 is Mercury. Communication is needed here. It's Virgo Gemini energy, but it's communication for sure. So let's move on to your challenges, okay? Let's look at this. For your challenges, you might be clinging to some sort of comfort zone, right? It might be comfortable. The toxicity might be comfortable for both of you. That's going to be a challenge. It might be, you might be comfortable. Then again, you might have been comfortable by yourself before this person came back. You might cling to that. That could be challenging for you. And look at this. You got the Tower. Damn, that's definitely challenging for you. It's challenging for anybody. This is Mars, obviously Mars Aries energy. That's very, very, very challenging. And look, this leads right into the Lovers. And once you know it, it came in sideways. And when it comes in sideways in my readings, it's a choice. And the Lovers itself, in and of itself, is a choice in many, many readings, right? So you will have to make a choice. And this is going to be a challenge for you. This is Gemini energy. You have to make a choice here. You're going to have to leave your comfort zone to make this choice. And it's going to make it challenging to plan anything. You have this 3 of Wands. It's going to be, this is Sun in Aries, by the way. It's going to be challenging for you to plan and manifest anything until you make this decision. You have to make this decision. And this is absolutely a decision about this person and where they are in your life. No clinging to comfort zones. That won't do. Not for this situation. Okay, Aries? When we add these numbers up and we break them down, it is Neptune energy. And it's Pisces. More than that, Neptune is confusion. It's looking at things and seeing it. They're kind of trying to see through fog of confusion. There's confusion here. Neptune can play tricks on our mind many times. Okay, let's move on to your blessings because that's always nice. We have here, of course, you have this chemistry. Chemistry is a blessing in this situation. Whoever this is, you have a lot of chemistry with them. And here's that fire. Yes, they could be a fire sign, but I have to tell you that fire could just be the fire down below, man. Definitely, you have some chemistry and fire with this person. Now look how fascinating this is. You have the 10 of Swords in your blessings. Mars and Gemini energy. The ending, you might have, you had an ending with this person in the past that somehow ended up being a blessing, because look at this card. The sun is rising again. Whatever happened in the past was meant to happen. Whatever happened in the past between the two of you, as painful as it might have been, maybe this person needed that to emerge a better human, to be transported into a better place. I don't know. It's very odd energy. It is, but it's very like on the money for someone here. You have the Death card in reverse, my friend. Scorpio energy. Pluto energy. Resisting change. And you know, this is part of your blessing. The two of you left, you broke up, you're resisting change, and look, this leads right into the opposite of resisting change. You have the Knight of Swords, Mercury and Libra, coming in. Decisive action, decisive answers, decisive movements. Not accepting the death of something, moving forward. And this is in your blessings, dude. I mean, it's not, a warning. So somebody's definitely interesting situation, very interesting situation. Now, when we add this up and we break it down, we get the number 5 again, and that's Mercury, Virgo, Gemini. But communication seems to be very key. You guys need to communicate. The communication is so important in this situation and in this reading. Here, let's clarify some of this stuff here. So you have this Jupiter energy, big time at the beginning of the month, this burst of something that goes on here. It says time to go out and have fun. But you know, this did come in reverse. Give me another card here for Aries at the beginning of the month. You have hand in need of help, assistance, and guidance. This came in reverse too. You don't need a damn thing. This is going to have victory is going to be yours. This came in reverse. Just remember that. When these cards come in reverse, there's really not much you need to do. It's going to happen to you. Show me this mid-month. Mid-month. You have chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. In my opinion, it's someone old re-entering your life. It does say peace and harmony, but this is in reverse. I don't think there's anything peaceful about this. I do think there's a lot of passion here on the table. I think there's a lot of back and forth. I think it's going to make you a little anxious. I think you're going to have to make a decision. I don't think that's peaceful. I think there's potential. There's serious potential here on the table, though, Aries. Give me something for the end of the month here. Look at that. Archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up. Love that for you. Challenges. Too many cards. Challenges for Aries, please. Challenges for Aries. Dog barking. Advice from a friend. Your friend might... you might have a friend who doesn't agree with you. I mean, listen, if we have all done it, right? We've seen our friend get hurt. We've seen them go back to the source of pain. It's usually a bad idea. So the dog barking could mean well. I do think there are exceptions to every rule, and this might be one of them. Give me this blessing here. Great personal sorrow, I would say so. I'm telling you, this situation somehow was a blessing. It may not have felt that way in the moment, but I have to tell you, it was a blessing. Somehow this person that you're dealing with has changed. It has changed, or maybe something changed within you, but this is in your blessings column. Okay, there's nothing else to say about it. It's just victory will be yours. Do not look to November 9th, this first quarter moon. Evaluate this situation. Take a rest with this Four of Swords if you need to step back and really figure it out. But there is something going on and you need to take a risk. This person that you're dealing with, or maybe the relationship itself, is a paradox. It's not one thing. It can't be labeled easily. Give me for Aries, please. Aries, you have stoicism, peacefulness, receptiveness, and manifestation. The bottom of the deck, you have the stand, courage, determination, and fearlessness. Somebody's going to take a stand. Somebody is definitely manifesting someone back, or someone's manifesting you back into their life. There is courage, determination, and fearlessness present in this reading. Okay, so let's go over your lucky numbers. Your lucky numbers are 25, 13, 35, 29, 25, 40, and 19. Now, what's interesting is that the numbers, when we look at the numbers that we went over, the number that cropped up the most, either in the cards or when we added things up or something like that, number 7 came up the most. It is the most spoken about number in some way. It popped up in this reading the most, and that is Neptune, confusion. You're going to be confused this month. And I'll tell you something else that's fascinating. When we add up the whole reading, we add up every number we came across, and then we break it down. Guess what? It's number 7 again. It's Neptune. Very confusing month for you. Very confusing time. You need to make this decision. You're going to get a lot of advice. You're going to be thinking about the past a lot. But there's a lot here that you need to consider, okay? As far as signs, we had Pisces, Sagittarius, Taurus, Aries, Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, Virgo, Leo, Capricorn, Aquarius, all the water signs, all the fire signs. Now, the ones that came out the most were Sagittarius, Aries, and Gemini. Planets. You had Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, Pluto, Venus, the Sun, Saturn, and Neptune. Believe it or not, the planet that came out the most was Jupiter. Expansion. So as confusing as you might find this month, as disturbing as some parts of this month is going to be for you, as hot as some parts of this month is going to be for you, you're going to expand. You're being tested in some way. Chiron is on the table. Old wounds. Old wounds. I've never seen a phoenix rising from old wounds, but here you go. You got the phoenix rising. I wish you all the luck, Aries. I will see you soon. Namaste.